Now, welcome back to Calling It. End of call here with you. So Celtic are finally back in action after 2 long weeks of international football. The international break is such a hindrance. It's boring to watch. Players don't look interested, and the games generally end 1-0 or 1-1. There's never really much excitement, except especially at this point in the season where the players aren't even fit. It was a real ask for them. So thankfully we're back in action. Ross County, some fans led into the stadium, albeit they are Ross County fans, but it is good that we're getting towards a place in time where that some fans can get into the stadium, and hopefully by October we'll have fans back in Celtic Park as well, and we'll be able to get back in action that way. Although that is one of the most annoying things about the press conferences right now, is the journalists taking up too much time asking the players what it's like playing without fans and how much it means to them to get fans back in. They've been asked this every single press conference. The answers haven't changed. Scott Brown looked quite annoyed in this week's press conference. He was asked, I think the first 5 or 6 minutes of the entire thing, which only lasted about 12 minutes, was taken up by people asking questions about having fans back in and about COVID and how safe they feel in the season so far. And I mean, these are just pointless questions. They're going to give you the answers that you think they're going to give you. They're going to say that they're going to want to get fans back in. It doesn't really change week on week. So I thought that a lot of the press conferences for Neil Lennon and for Scott Brown, the questions were wasted on them and they didn't really get into the nitty gritty of it. But coming up for this Ross County team, I can't see Neil Lennon making too many changes going into the team. Barkas is going to start in goal. That's not going to change in the league. Scott Bain might come in for a couple of games in the Cup, but he's going to be the main keeper in nets. Barkas is going to start. I think he's going to go for a back four, a 4-3-3 all over the pitch. I think Jeremy Frimpong is going to start at right back. He was quite good in the game just before the international break, and he offers a lot more than Al Ahmed going forward if he can just get his crossing sorted and get his passing sorted and just that final third decision making. He's an excellent player to have in your team. Defensively, he can improve, but he likes to use his pace to take risks. He's a risk-taking right back, right wing back. So I'd rather have one of those in my team than a conservative one that offers nothing going forward. Across the middle is going to be an interesting one. Shane Duffy did come into the team. He is in a Celtic shirt, but I don't think he's going to start this time around. He played 2 games for Ireland. He didn't look match sharp. The thing to remember about Shane Duffy is that while he was at Brighton over the course of the season, he didn't play that much game time. I think his game time for this season was actually halved to what it was the season prior to that. He has a couple of international games under his belt now, so he will be sort of fit, but just the way that Neil Lennon has integrated players into the team in the past, I can't see Shane Duffy going straight into the team, especially when there's a game against St Mirren on Wednesday. That's when I think Shane Duffy will come in for his starting debut. He may come off the bench against Ross County this weekend, but I don't think he'll start. I think it'll be Chris Julian and Christopher Ayer in the middle with Greg Taylor on the left. Enough has been said about Greg Taylor. He is good enough for games against St Mirren. He's good enough for games against Ross County and against Dundee and these lower level oppositions. But when it comes to the Champions League, they're going to need to improve there. That's all I'm going to say on Greg Taylor. I do think he's a fine player, but is he a Celtic player? Probably not. In the middle, no changes. I don't think he's going to go with Scott Brown and Cal McGregor. It's a decent enough partnership. I think that Scott Brown can improve. He has spoken before this game, talked about his match fitness, said that the international break actually gave him a chance to rest up and get his legs back, because he's getting to that stage of his career now where he just can't deal with the hectic schedule. So hopefully we might see Neil Lennon tinkering with that centre mid partnership over the next couple of months for Celtic. But for this weekend against Ross County, I think it's going to be Callum McGregor, Scott Brown with Ryan Christie as the number 10. I do think that Enchamp's going to drop out of the team, and up front you're looking at James Forrest on the right, El Yunusi on the left, and Edouard back in the team, thankfully, because he had a niggle over the last couple of weeks. He played for France under-21s last week, so he is match fit. Neil Lennon confirmed that he will be coming back into the team, so he is going to start up front. James Forrest, I know a lot of people can be frustrated by him, but I do think he provides a good bit of width for us, and with a focal point in the middle, he can pick out a pass across the goal for Edouard to get onto, or he can cut in on his left foot or on his right foot and try to get a goal as well. Can be frustrating, but I do think he is a good option as well. El Yunusi is one of our best players, probably our second best player going forward after Edouard, so he's a automatic starter for me. What I want to see against Ross County is Celtic again bossing the game like they did a couple of weeks ago, and these are the games that Celtic need to win at a trot without risking injury to key players. So Tom Rogic is back in training. Neil Lennon confirmed that as well. Lee Griffiths might see an appearance off the bench, maybe, if not in the Ross County game, in the St Mirren game on Wednesday, because Neil Lennon was saying that he's getting his fitness back up and he might feature over the next couple of weeks. Bolingoli is gone. Essentially, his representatives are looking for a club for him. That's him essentially out of the team. So Celtic probably need a left back if they're not going to be putting El Yunusi as a left wing back if they go to a 3 at the back. So interesting couple of weeks for Neil Lennon. Will like to see if Shane Duffy adds a little bit of extra layer to that Celtic team, if Neil Lennon will be more willing to change the formation about, and just if there's a little bit more life about it. I do think that because of the lack of fans in the stadiums, that it's really hard to get momentum in this season so far. So hopefully the wins will start rolling in now against Ross County, against St Mirren, so that Celtic can start getting a bit of momentum and get the fans back into it. And because I think the loss against Ferencváros in Europe in the Champions League qualifiers was a real deflation for them. So they need to get the spirits back up, they need to get the confidence back up, and they need to get the fans back behind them again, because I do think there was frustration over the last couple of weeks. International break has given us time to sort of relax, think about it, and try get going again. So hopefully Celtic will get a win against Ross County and a win against St Mirren again on Wednesday. What do you think? Who do you think should be starting? Should James Forrest be starting? Let me know in the comments below. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. I will be back with a full match reaction straight after the game on Saturday. Until then, we'll chat to you later.